There's always controversy around the picks for the All-Star game. This time, though, with the new system, we have this. The Western Conference starters, Curry, Harden, Kawhi, KD, AD. What's missing from this picture? Yes, the guy averaging a triple-double. What do you say? 21 of them this year after 18 a year ago. Thanks to the tiebreaker in the new system with the fan vote, Curry will start, Westbrook will not. This is now new territory. One of 5 to ever be averaging 30-plus points and not start the All-Star game. You see Melo, Bernard King, Karl Malone, and McGuire. When you look at Russell Westbrook, whether he's the MVP or not, and it really, guys, look, it's him or Harden, we figure at this point, kind of a two-man race. How do you get in a situation, no offense to the two-time MVP, that we don't have Westbrook starting this game? That doesn't seem right.
It has nothing to do with Steph Curry. I mean, you talk about a guy that's averaging a triple-double, could for the season. Up to this point, no one else but him and Oscar Robertson at the All-Star break with 30 points. This is not 10, 10, and 10. I am saying to the fans, to the media, and the players who voted, this is a travesty. You talk about a guy, like you said, could be the MVP and not starting in the All-Star game. Ron, I'm old school, but I'm hurt.
I agree.
You're a little bit more new school, so you got to tell me what's going on.
I agree with you, and I think as, you know, from the fans and the players and the media, I think we all got it wrong on this one. You know, he's definitely an all-star starter and, you know, potentially the MVP of this season, so they definitely got it wrong.
Triple-double!
Now, look, wait, hold on a second. I know you guys, you got your boys, right? We all got our boys, whether you're a player or not. Chris Middleton gets a vote for the All-Star game to start. Gorgeous George's Papagiannis gets a vote. I mean, what are we, bribing people to get votes? Let's be fair. It's a new system. But do you want to say anything to the players who are watching about some of these
for sure,
votes?
because always, over the years, we've always said you're upset that the media and other people get a chance and the fans get a chance to put guys in, and some we thought wasn't deserving. We've always said as players, we know who is an all-star going against or having a teammate. But then to have only, I think, 72% of the players contribute or even vote, and then players not take it serious. You got to respect this game. It's your game. Take it in your hands and obviously come out there and turn in your ballot, and also turn in your ballot the right way.
Yeah, even Chris Middleton's family is like, really? No Zaza, we know that. Let's take a look, though, at your reserves. Let's start on the West side. Now, the good news is great minds to my left think alike across the board, including Gordon Hayward, which is great to see. Let's get to the two at the bottom. Start with you, Caron. I'm on Team Caron here. Marc Gasol's got to get in, right?
I mean, come on. After you talk DeMarcus Cousins and, you know, one of the best fives in the game, you got to go with Marc Gasol. He probably had lost that position because of, you know, the game being in New Orleans and Anthony Davis having that spot. But, you know, Marc Gasol is playing exceptional basketball. They're winning games. They're going to be a force in the playoff run. And, you know, I just love what he's doing. You know, he's not the best big man in all of basketball, but he's definitely top 3.
Now, why Draymond over Gasol? Obviously, a lot of teammates that are doing more than he needs to this year.
It wasn't Draymond over Gasol. It was Steve Smith's picks, who I thought were an all-star. There's nothing wrong with Marc Gasol.
Can't you let me start some drama here on the show?
When you start to talk about what Draymond does, I mean, you're talking about a guy with a team winning, and you look at his numbers, yes, I think it's more if whether I would have Karl Anthony Towns or Marc Gasol.
Okay.
So that's, to me, I think.
So Draymond over LA, then LaMarcus Aldridge.
Yes, that's what I would have.
Why LaMarcus Aldridge?
Well, you look at the Western Conference and look at the top 3 positions in San Antonio right there, and you look at Kawhi Leonard, obviously being the featured guy, but LaMarcus Aldridge is the other guy. And, you know, to have a front court guy that's, you know, doing all the little things, you know, minus Tim Duncan, you know, taking on that role and just playing championship basketball, winning basketball, and I love what he's doing. I love what he's bringing, and that's why I chose him.
You got Boogie. You think we get any foul call complaints during the no, probably not.
No, not at all.
Not during the All-Star game. Let's get to the East and your look at some of the reserves on that side. And when you look at some of the questions, the starters.
So you were Team Caron in the West, right?
I was.
Okay.
I was. We'll get to the East. I like to break even and stay neutral.
I just want to make sure
it's about to get real. It's about to get real.
Kyrie DeRozan, Jimmy Buckets, LeBron, and Giannis, the Greek Freak, who's been fantastic all year long. So we like where we are with that, right?
No. Don't put.
No, not so much.
I love Kyrie, the bus driver.
But
Isaiah Thomas is my starter on the Eastern side.
I agree with that.
Now, Isaiah finished 4th with the fans, which put
He's
him in a
averaging
tough
more than
spot.
10 points in the fourth
No, I
quarter.
understand. I'm just telling you, with the new system, finished 4th.
Yes.
And then finished, I think, with 2nd with the media and the players. So put him in a spot where he ends up missing out. You okay with the rest of it?
Totally
Okay.
okay.
All right, let's look at the reserves. What you would do based on that. Isaiah Thomas at the
John
top.
Wall.
So
John Wall.
I started with Isaiah
Fantastic.
because, you know, he's an MVP candidate.
Yes.
And then you see John Wall.
Kemba.
Show some love to UConn, baby. Kemba Walker, he deserved it. Having one of the best first halves of the
Totally
season.
agree. Not because he's from UConn. But I totally agree.
I got a couple of big questions, but let's get to the juicy one first.
Whoa.
Dwayne Wade, Caron. Now, the fans had him in, and then the players and the media had him 6th. You have Dwayne Wade in. Break it down for me. Is this based on merit? Is it based on longevity? Why is D Wade in?
I think it's a combination of many things. You know, he's a Hall of Famer. He's a guy that, you know, went to Chicago, shows no signs of slowing down. You know, ultimately, he's still playing great basketball, and, you know, he deserves that. You know, he really do. He deserved that, and he's leading that ball club, and obviously they fighting for the 8-7 spot in the Eastern Conference. But, you know, his body of work, you know, he deserved that right there.
I agree, but I just didn't pick him. I can go with that. Totally agree.
I saw Embiid on there.
Y'all have a problem with that? Anybody have a problem?
I mean,
come on.
I
let
love
me
his
make your
game.
I like
case.
Embiid.
For the future, for many years to come, he's going to be a special player. I love what he brings.
But?
I trust in the process. But
But what? He's not winning?
not now today. I can't put him in.
Well, he's averaging 20
20
and
and
25
25
minutes.
minutes.
Oh, yeah. Rookie of the year, and he's about to get paid. But I cannot
So
put
you're
him
You're
on
okay
the
with me
All-Star
with
team.
Embiid?
Of course. Caron's an earning your stripes guy. You got Wade in there when maybe not the merit, and you got Embiid out when he has the merit.
Exactly.
And I have Kyle Lowry. I'm going to ask you can make a case why Kyle Lowry shouldn't be in there.
That only because Dwayne body of work. That's the only reason I put him in there. My guy is Kyle Lowry. I love what he's doing. He
Yes.
changed his whole body. They playing winning basketball. They're a threat in the Eastern Conference. They putting a lot of pressure on Cleveland and Boston. So I love what he brings to the table.
Another Big East guy.
Oh, all day. I love Kyle.
I mean, I go with this one. His numbers and he's winning. You talk about at the times they were the number 2 team.
Yeah.
So I have Kyle Lowry. And love D Wade. If D Wade gets in, I'm okay. But I had Kyle Lowry.
How about the Paul George Millsap?
That was
thing?
a tough one for
now,
me.
What about that? Go
I
on
went
your
back
side
and
first.
forth, and I just looked at Millsap, his body of work when Dwight Howard doesn't play. Then I also went to his stats versus Paul George. Paul George is a little bit better. But then I also started to go to record, and I just had Paul Millsap edging Paul George.
I had to go with Paul George just because they're playing great basketball. Whatever it is, they figured it out. They're starting to turn the corner and start, you know, getting a rhythm about themselves. He's looking extremely confident out there. So I had to go with Paul George on that. He's an Atlanta guy. That's why he went with Millsap.
All right, I think you broke even. I think you broke even. All I learned here is that if you're friends with Caron and you play for a long time, you will be an all-star.